You are not crazy and your life makes sense. How to find your life purpose. That's the title of my forthcoming book, which I was just copywriting that title today, but I wanted to talk to you about it. It's also the nature of the work that I do as well. No, you're not crazy, and you never were. You were born with a purpose that you were meant to fulfill. Now, even if we use those terms in different ways, or we think people are crazy, or they even still serve a purpose because we're all human and we have examples of who we can choose to be or who we can choose to become, because it's always a process and we are all moving through that process. That's how we live our lives. Every single person was born into the world to offer something, but we also come with baggage. We also come with blockages. Not everyone will have the same, but we all have them. Otherwise, there would be no reason for us to be alive. From the time we're born, we are growing into something new. We're becoming something more, but we have to take certain steps for that to occur. Usually it starts when we go to school. We're learning things. We're being taught something. That's what goes on. But then we're also influenced by what's around us. We're influenced by the world or what is happening in the world, which is what is occurring right now. And the other thing, a lot of people at this particular time might be feeling they're a little crazy because they're changing. We are all changing. It's what I call we're having a spiritual revolution in our world. And we're each contributing to that in some way. We contribute when we give back what we were born to offer, and everyone has something. And when we do that, we also prosper in our world. But we're going through a division right now, so people could feel a little out of sorts and not understand what is happening. I understand what is happening. I struggled my entire life finding where my life purpose was. I went from place to place, from some failures to some successes. I mean, where am I supposed to be? But because I did that, I was also able to put something together where no one ever has to struggle like that. It's all mindset, and we've all known that. We've all come to understand that. But the difference for me is that in 1988, I started doing automatic writing, which meant that I was able to access cosmic information, universal information that helped me transform my life and the lives of so many others. And if you've heard the results of my program, which happened more than a year ago, actually in 2021, there's just a little clip we took from some of the people who were in the program. So I'd love for you to see that. I'll have a link in the description, description of the video, so you can take a listen to it. And people wonder, well, how did that happen? It happened because I gave them the information that I used to transform everything in my life. And it was challenging and difficult to move through all of that, but other people never have to do that. Because when you understand that you've been programmed to think you're a little inadequate, or you're not doing what you're supposed to do, or you have this imposter syndrome going on, then we go in and we start to reprogram your thinking. It's all neuroscience, and we've come to understand that now. And that's what I developed. The only difference was because I was a mystic, I could receive information, and I had this need to help so many. That was the life path that I was given. You were given one as well. But we don't always find that, especially if our programming is deep. And we're seeing that happening in our world now. We're seeing those who are trying to hold on the old stuff, and we're trying to move into something new. And that's what you're doing as well. And so my life now is devoted to helping people become their best selves, their magnificent selves. And that's only a matter of breaking down the prior programming that told you were inadequate or told you didn't matter. None of that was ever true. But because you started to believe it, as I did, then we just change it. I did this every day. From 1988, I would sit and receive information, get the instructions, and it taught me how to do everything. Now, I know that was kind of difficult for me to accept, and it was for others, but many other people have done the same thing. But now what I'm doing, because I know how vital this is for the individual's life and for our world, for more people to become happy, to become successful, to become who they're meant to be, and live an extraordinary life, live that dream life. It is within everyone. And the only reason we don't do it is that we don't take the time to change our brains. That's all that it is. And fortunate, and then the other part is that we don't stay with it. This is why I knew I had to create something that would cause you to stay there, to keep moving so that you move through all the barriers. And that's what has happened. And I'm thrilled to bring it to everyone now. And I'm going to put more detail in the book. When I write the book, you will all understand, because it's challenging to know or to fully comprehend how I could have moved through all the things that I did in my life and come out to this level of success and being completely who I am at this age, at 72. That's what has happened. But now it is my obligation to give it back to others. I will never get anyone else to volunteer to change, because it's challenging. But if you want to change, you have to come to understand that you were given something that is within you, that all that has to happen is that you just have to discover what it is. And it's only about asking yourself the correct questions. And I've created them all. That's what, because that was the life that I had. You are here to do something meaningful. And as you do that, your life becomes better, and so does our world. That's the work that I'm doing. All right. See you soon.